Hey guys, today I want to show you my Amazon filter cutter I've got. I think it was like 15 bucks on Amazon. This came with an extra set of cutters and a little Allen wrench, 3 extra cutting wheels and an Allen wrench. Let's try it out. So I've been saving, not on purpose, but somehow I throw all my old oil filters in this bin and they just collect. And I guess I've always planned on buying a filter cutter, and now I finally bought one. So on my SRT Grand Cherokee, my friend came over with the filter cutter. When I had lifter failure, we opened up the filter and found those metal shavings in there. That made me realize I should be cutting open every oil filter after I do an oil change. So I tried this once. I did one test run and it actually worked really well. This one was from my Jeep Wrangler. Didn't find any metal shavings in there. So we're gonna go on to, I believe this one also goes to my Jeep Wrangler. So it's really simple here. You just loosen this up, get it kind of tight, start working your way around here. And then as I'm spinning it, I'm going to tighten this a little bit. Just kind of spin it till it opens. And it would be nice to find a way to put this onto a power tool and just zip it right off. That one actually went really quick. And I don't want to spend a bunch of money on a filter cutter because this is not something I'm doing all the time. That one cut surprisingly fast. I feel like the first one I did took a little longer actually. I don't know if the metal's thinner. Huh. I think the metal's actually thinner. So let's see, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this one goes to my Jeep Wrangler. I think I actually see pieces of metal. So I'm going to come back to this one. So this one did cut easier, and it's Mopar versus MicroGard. There's a noticeable difference in the thickness of this filter. Look at that. I'm trying to squeeze them with the same amount of pressure. This one, Mopar filter squeezes way easier. That's actually surprising because I would have thought the Mopar would be the best one to go with. I'd say as far as the filter itself, they look pretty similar. This is the one that I thought I saw some metal on. Maybe I'm just imagining because now I don't see it. Which would be a good thing. I don't want to see it. Yeah, this is the one. Maybe I lied. I do not want metal shavings. So yeah, basically what you want to do is check in between these little folds in the filter and see if you see anything. I might come back and go over it with my magnet because whatever I thought I saw, I do not see anymore. Alright, on to the next one. This is the Wix filter. This one was from my Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT. This one did have a lifter failure. So we might see metal shavings in this one. This one's a pretty large filter, and it looks like we're going to have plenty of room to make it. This thing opens up pretty wide. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a filter much larger than this, so I don't think we'd run into any problems for gas engines getting this thing to work. And let's see how quick this one cuts. Oh, maybe a little too tight. Or maybe I just got too much oil on it. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. Still too tight and oily. There we go. Tighten her up a little bit. Yeah, this one, I feel like this one's thicker. That Mopar one is thin. Get dug in to the point where I couldn't move it. There we are. See how much harder that one was to cut? I'm struggling with this one a little bit. That's why it'd be nice to have a power tool just to rip this thing open. Because now that blade is sinking in some spots, and I'm having trouble getting past those spots. It's almost there. And I also need to cut open my filter from my Wave Runner, which that one broke a rod. I don't think there'd be any metal in it. I think that was just like a freak thing that happened where it, you know, I was riding full throttle and that thing just threw a rod on me. But I would be curious to see how that filter looks. Never cracked that one open either. Well, this thing's got to be almost there. this one is giving me a challenge. I'm finding a way to make a power tool to open this thing. Oh man. All right, it's open. That one's fairly thin as well. That's about, say that one's about as thin as the Mopar filter. Look at that. And I'm not sure if it needs to be super thick, but certainly gave me a challenge cutting it open. And I'm not really seeing anything in this one. Maybe this was before the metal shaving started. It might have been one of my first oil changes on the Grand Cherokee. Alright guys, ready to get back to it. Gonna cut open the next, I believe is another Wix filter. That one's also from the Grand Cherokee SRT. And try to get some of that oil off, because I think I was struggling on the last one because it was slippery. My dad just pulled up in he just got a new F-150 and he got the bed liner done, so I had to go check it out real quick. Got that V8 5.0. He doesn't want to put no boost on it though. He wants to keep it stock. Needs that twin turbo kit on it, you know? Make it a sleeper truck. Oh, so it's like, okay, maybe I turned it too much because it gets to a point where it just digs, it's digging in, and then I can't turn it anymore. But if I push it against the bearings, I think it's helping. It's like that one spot is just digging in. It's like I need to tighten it a little bit to keep it cutting, but it sucks it into that cutter, so you got to push out on it. Not done yet. Almost there. So I mean, the benefit about cutting this stuff open is, you know, if I would have been cutting these open, maybe I would have found these metal shavings earlier on my Grand Cherokee. Even though I think I still caught it just in time. May have caught it earlier. Does anyone else cut their filters open after every oil change? Or do they even change your oil? If you don't change your oil, I understand you're not cutting it open, but some people just don't change their oil at all. It's typically the woman. How often should you change your oil is the real question. I had some girlfriends that went so long without changing it. I wasn't sure if it was going to be oil coming out when I changed their oil. One said they went 30,000, and I was surprised that the oil was not sludge. This one actually looks good. One of these was my last one, I believe, before. So these are not the ones that had the. I do not have the filter anymore that had the for sure lifter failure, but one of these two should have been prior to that. I'm just gonna run. I got my magnet out. I'm gonna run it. Sometimes that'll help pull some stuff out if there's anything on there. There's little tiny pieces. I don't think those were already there. Can't see them though. That's tough. There are some tiny pieces on there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't think they were. I'm pretty sure there was nothing on here when I started. Let me double check. Wipe it off and start over. So I can't see anything on here. Go back over it one more time. And I do got my Motion Race Works. Just got this in here, my new catch can for the Grand Cherokee. I didn't like the setup I have now. I think I want to have the setup with the filter on top. So it is pulling some little shavings out. I'm not sure if you guys can see those. They're really, really small, but there is some stuff on there. So like I could not see that with my eyes, but with the magnet, so this must have been, you know, I don't know which one was more recent. But we're going to try this. I'm going to try this on that other filter because I could not see these shavings at all before I put them up the magnet. And it was even kind of that way. When I changed the oil and found that lifter failure, the oil looked like kind of metallic-y. I had never seen it like that before, but I thought it, you know, looked kind of funky. I put this magnet, waved it around in the oil, and then a bunch of tiny little shavings started, you know, sticking to this. Here we go. See if we can find any more shavings on this other one, even though, you know, this is just for practice. Because like they could be stuck in these little folds here where they're going to be hard to, if there's any in there, they're going to be hard to see unless you spread them out. I mean, it kind of does appear to be catching. I mean, there's such small pieces on there, but it appears to be catching something. They're so small, very fine pieces. That's the pieces of my cam. Well, actually, I got the lifter over here. Let me show you guys. That's more of the normal, how it should look more like this one here. That's the one that went bad. So, you know, the cam, I mean, this did get a little bit of metal off of it, but most of the metal is from the cam grinding into it. And so far, for a $15 Amazon cutter, I am pretty happy with it. I think we're just going to call it good. So we got one more to cut open, but I think you've seen enough. So far, I'm happy with the Amazon cutter. I would definitely recommend it.